In January of 2012, we took a delegation of key administrators and faculty members, first to Costa Rica, and then an additional group to Chile. This was part of our internationalization initiative responsive to the President's goal of increasing our international activity. We think that at New Mexico State, it's particularly relevant for us to have international partnerships with countries in Latin America. In particular, in Costa Rica, we visited an organization that refers to itself as CATIE, but they are an agricultural research center and graduate school. Traditionally, CATIE has focused their research on tropical regions, but they also have very much of a land grant mentality in the work that they do, and they're interested in agricultural research throughout the Latin American region, especially Central America, and they're also expanding their interests into Africa, which also coincides with an interest that New Mexico State has. The delegation that we took to CATIE involved faculty members with interests in agricultural research, particularly focusing on water and the environment, also renewable energy and sustainable tourism, all of which are interests both here at New Mexico State and also in Costa Rica and at CATIE. We also looked at a dairy program that CATIE is involved in to look at making it more sustainable and more energy efficient, interests that both we here in New Mexico and CATIE in Costa Rica have in common.
Our farm produces about 1.1 kilogram of CO2 per kilogram of milk, right there in the gate.
There's also a plan to move forward on some joint programming relating to tourism activities. Costa Rica throughout the country is interested in sustainable tourism, and since that's one of the strengths here at New Mexico State, our faculty and faculty from CATIE are working on some joint initiatives and perhaps even a joint degree program. We're hoping that CATIE will become a destination for students, probably primarily graduate students, who wish to have an international experience. During the CATIE visit, we signed a memorandum of understanding, quite a general one at this point, that underscores our interest in working with CATIE and CATIE's interest in deepening its working relationship with New Mexico State. In an effort to continue to deepen our working relationship with Latin American partners, we also visited Chile, and in particular, Universidad de Concepcion. That's a university that is very highly regarded in Latin America and in Chile in particular. And it's the university in that country that has the agricultural school. We looked at Concepcion not only as an institution with which to deepen our research partnerships, but also as an excellent institution to serve as a host for students interested in study abroad, and we're hoping to develop a very robust exchange program. We also signed an MOU with that university that is very general in nature and will allow us to develop both research and student mobility programs. We are also developing opportunities to partner with Universidad de Magallanes, which has the interesting characteristic of being the southernmost university on the planet. It is in the Magallanes southern region of Chile. Another interesting opportunity we had while in southern Chile was to join with faculty from Universidad de Magallanes in a visit to the Omora Ethnobotanical Park at the extreme southern tip of Chile. One of the initiatives going on there is a course offered for students from around the globe. It's really a very international opportunity, and the course is called Tracing Darwin's Path. It's a course that involves teaching students about evolution and also both the cultural and biological aspects of evolutionary theory in a part of the world that Darwin himself spent a lot of time in. We're hoping actually that faculty from NMSU might join the faculty from several other universities who are currently teaching in this course on Darwin.
But one of the ironies of the whole Christianization process in the 16th century is that even though the Catholic Church came to try to eliminate the native religions, the first priests that came here had a very ethnographic sensibility, and some people consider them to be almost like the first anthropologists.
One of the particularly interesting features of Omora, this ethnobotanical park, is the opportunities that it presents for teaching and research relating to what the group there is calling biocultural conservation. There's a particular interest in that part of the world because it is, relatively speaking, so unspoiled and little impacted by human commerce and activity. It was very interesting for our delegation to learn a little bit about the research going on with migratory birds, and actually able to participate hands-on in a bit of that experience.
Are you right-handed or so? Take it with your hand, not too tight, but enough so it doesn't. Qué lindo! Look at his eyes. He's a cometocino.
The tourism that goes on in Omora is what is referred to as tourism with a hand lens. So the diversity is in the lichens, the bryophytes, and very, very tiny forests. There's quite a large, robust research project going on within the Omora Park studying aquatic insects, which is another opportunity for students to visit and get some research, to have some research opportunities down there with the faculty team working on these insects. We hope to continue to develop our working relationship with Universidad de Magallanes. Not only are they involved in research in Omora and actually also in Antarctica, but they run the Patagonia Research Center. And there's some potentially very interesting parallels that we might look at in the Patagonia region, the Chilean Patagonia region, in comparison to much of the research going on here in New Mexico as we focus on arid lands. So as we consider energy use, climate change, human impact on agriculture and other natural systems, there are parallels to be drawn actually that also relate back to CATIE. So when we think about the impact that human activity has in extreme regions, we can look at the extreme arid landscapes here in New Mexico, the extremes of the tropical regions in Central America, as well as the extremes of climate in the subantarctic region.